Look here, folks. I don't want to boast too much because it's not my night. Okay, this is Errol Spence's night, and this was his big comeback show. But let's just be honest here, folks. This is what we all expected to happen, including myself. I mean, I went on record and I kind of just said flat out straight what's going to happen. And a couple of Danny Garcia fanboys were a little bit upset that I had to give them a hard dose of the truth. But like I've said before, and I'll say it many, many times, I live in reality here, folks. And the reality was, okay, and I posed this question in my pre-fight talks. What does Danny Garcia do better than Errol Spence Jr.? Okay, let's ask ourselves this question. Is he longer? Is he stronger? Does he have a higher work rate? Is he a bigger puncher? Is he a more skilled boxer? Is he slicker? Now, if you're living in the realm of reality, the answer to all those questions is a flat-out no. We've seen enough of Errol Spence. We've seen enough of Danny Garcia at the top level of boxing to come to this conclusion. And that's why it was a very, very clear decision for me as far as how this fight would turn out. I've said on record, it was going to be a Spence unanimous decision. He's the better fighter, more facets to his game. However, Danny Garcia is a tough motherfucker. He's got a good chin. I'll give him that. He has a great chin, and he's durable. And, I don't want to take anything away from him because while Danny Garcia will never beat an A-level welterweight, I've seen it 3 times now, he was a great fighter at 140 pounds, and he'll always be a tough out for anyone. Errol Spence is a cut above a fighter like Danny Garcia, but he's no slouch. So the Danny Garcia fanboys who are crying their tears right now, pump the brakes. Your guy has still had a great career, but he'll never beat the best at 147. That's just, like I said, facts. Anyway, this fight was probably a bad style matchup to begin with. I had this gut feeling. Danny Garcia is a guy who likes to create a little bit of space. He likes to be patient. Who likes to be selective with his shots at times, and likes to rip those left hook and the right hand counter punches. The problem with Errol Spence is that he has this legendary gas tank that I think really cannot be understated enough. His work rate, he's thrown everything super hard. He is not a methodical, precise killer, maybe like a Golovkin was in his prime, where he's picking his shots carefully and is just landing precise, clean shots. Errol Spence, to make a baseball analogy, throws everything at 100 miles an hour. He's just letting it rip. And that can be overwhelming to a guy like Danny Garcia, who likes to have his little space and time to operate. Errol Spence was bringing it all night. Heat, man, high octane, was right in his grill and was letting shots go. I mean, shots to the body, ripping hooks to the body. The jab was pumping all night. Errol Spence, I saw this jab against Mikey Garcia, and I think it's getting better. Okay, he's got this piston-like jab. He just kind of flicks it out there, but it's got power. And you can see Danny Garcia was busted up, man. He was getting touched up. I've never seen Danny Garcia. He fought Sean Porter, who's a damn good fighter, and he fought Keith Thurman pre-injury, pre-layoff, who I think was an A-level welterweight, and was a lot more competitive in those fights than he was with Errol Spence. Got busted up a little bit, okay? Errol Spence is the clear top dog with Terrence Crawford, and I'll get to that in a second here. Look, PBC, this is my closing thoughts. Stop treating Terrence Crawford like he's the boogeyman. Like if you say his name, like something's bad's gonna happen. I mean, thankfully at the end they kind of showed him. I was shocked that the telecast showed Terrence Crawford because they try to act like this guy doesn't exist, like he lives in an alternate universe, a different timeline or something. Because when they showed those champions, like the welterweight contenders, and they didn't show Terrence Crawford at first, I was like, this is blasphemy. This is like corruption. This is like propaganda here. Put some respect on that guy's name. Because I'll close with this. I don't know if it's even worth speculating who would win that fight because the politics in boxing may prevent that from ever occurring. However, Danny Garcia had no chance really in a match with Spence because, one, he's a different kind of fighter. He's more of a patient counterpuncher. But two, he doesn't bring that same kind of dog, that same kind of a work rate intensity. He can't fight at Errol Spence's pace. Crawford can.